like, oh, hey, well, check this out. The 49ers lost. And it's on a tape delay, I guess. Fucking stupid ass DirecTV app.
Were they gonna win on the last play? Oh, field goal.
Field goal.
Man.
Hey, you know how that feels to be winning the whole game and then a minute left and you lose the game?
I feel like that's like typical Bay Area football. Well, I mean, I guess the Raiders just suck this year bad,
Raiders
but
sucked this year. 49ers, I don't think they weren't doing too good before their quarterback got hurt.
yeah.
So I can't even say like, oh, they'd be better
It was
right now.
early in the season, you know?
Week 3.
Patriots went 0-4 and won Super Bowl.
That's
You know?
actually a good point because the Patriots looked like they sucked for the first 2
Yeah.
games, and then now
Yeah,
they're just like
fire now too.
that game last night was fucking crazy. Did you watch that game?
Mm-mm.
That game was amazing. My dad's probably, dude. My dad is just like,
Fuming right now.
I just know my dad. He's probably got excited the whole game, like, yeah, hell yeah, and then for this to happen at the very end. For those of you
I just
that
picture your neighbor like
are not,
ripping his flag down in
just-
disgust.
oh, dude, it just starts burning it outside. And I walked out there earlier. I was throwing the trash away, and he was like, he had his flag up, his jersey on, and he's like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, you hyped up, huh? And he's like, hell yeah, man, we're doing good. And then I was kind of I was just like right here on my couch watching it, waiting for you to come through. And then I just kept like little by little as the 49ers started losing the momentum and the Green Bay started coming back a little bit. He just like shuts the garage door and goes inside. Like I think he was trying to get the neighborhood hyped or something.
Yeah.
So I walked outside. I was like, I acknowledged it. Like, what's up, man? Yeah, fuck, they're doing good, huh? And then I can only imagine him right now, dude. Oh, that's gotta suck to lose that way. Oh well.
But yeah, so food, I guess like training yourself to eat different things, it's definitely possible because I eat way harder than I ever used to. And
Yeah.
it's just because like I step it up almost every time I eat, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna try a little bit more, you know?
But I'm thinking more like, can you train yourself to eat something that your eyes aren't appealed to? Like if you see a pigeon on a plate, and somebody's like, well, you just got to try the meat.
Yeah.
Look past the bird.
Yeah.
Like look past the image.
Yeah, because I've tried like I think like a crawfish looks fucking weird to eat,
It
but
does look
they're
weird.
hella good,
I know.
you know?
Would you rather eat a shrimp or a crawfish?
Shrimp if I have to fucking peel it. Crawfish if my wife will peel it for me.
I was
Because
watching
crawfish
this,
are a pain, dude, to grab.
I know, but I was watching this show on Netflix, that Ugly and Delicious show, and they were doing like a whole crawfish, Cajun versus I think it was Korean style, and they were just saying there's different techniques, and in Louisiana they were like, no man, you steam everything, you don't do this, and then the Koreans were like, fry it with garlic and butter.
Yeah.
And then so they were like, the New Orleans guys are like, no man, that's not how you do crawfish, you know. And he's like, well, this is how we do it in Korea. So he was saying there's really no good spots in the South for Korean crawfish. And you go to like Korea, and this guy just made him this meal, and he's like, oh, hands down best fucking crawfish I ever had.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know where
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
getting
where it
to.
started at.
There's
There's
a-
that style of crawfish. Because all like the Asian crawfish places, that one of McHenry's like that. But I don't know what specific like Asian country started that recipe, because it's bomb, dude. They're both equally good, because when I was stationed in Mississippi and we had that style, like same thing, it was
Like
steamed. It was
corn on the
also hot,
cob,
though, too.
sausage,
Yeah.
pork,
And it
potato.
was good. But then that one too with the butter is bomb too. You cut up the sausage and the corn, and like
I think
it soaks up
anything with
all the butter,
Garlic and butter is
Yeah.
amazing, bro. Shrimp, crawfish. I fried I grilled some chicken yesterday in garlic and butter, and
Yeah.
it was good.
Hell
I
yeah.
was like, damn.
That's how we do clams. Pretty much just like steam them with a little bit of butter.
I'm not really a big fan of clams.
Really?
Not
Never
really
tried our clams,
clams,
bro.
not really scallops. I'll do crab, lobster, some fish, some salmon. I haven't never tried octopus.
I don't know if I've tried it or not. But you seen those people that eat like the live octopus?
Yeah.
Because that's what in San Jose we go to the dim sum, and they have like the live octopus on a plate and shit.
It's just
So
like
instead
still
of-
moving.
Yeah.
Tentacles all fucking. I couldn't
I would
do
try
it.
it. I haven't tried it, but I would try it, but I get that would be a hard one because like you see it still moving
Visually,
it's all,
right?
like,
That's what I'm saying. Like visually,
Okay.
can you?
But like I've tried like the cow tongue, right? For like the Mexican cow tongue,
I've never tried cow tongue.
and it's like it looks disgusting seeing it there in the meat counter, but when you eat it, it tastes just like any fucking other meat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like fish sauce when I got with my girl, just like the smell of fish sauce by itself is fucking gross, dude. And then,
but when you put it in your soup or you put it in,
and so I would never get it because a lot of times they put it on top of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck no, I don't want that, you know. And then my favorite meal that her grandma makes, she's like, you know, that has a ton of fish sauce in it, right? And I was like, oh really?
You're like I don't
good,
even taste it.
And now, like, same thing. I opened myself up to that. There's like this noodle dish she gets where she puts fish sauce on it, and I like that now. But same thing. I guess you just gotta like try it.
Yeah. Would you know everybody's like, oh, you gotta try it at least once, but nah, there's some shit you should never try. I was watching the what was that? I think like I turned on my TV last night.
What's something you should never try?
This depends, I guess. Would you run with the bulls?
Oh yeah, I would do that.
Okay, would you get to do the one with the ring with the matador and a bull's fucking charging at you with the horns sharp as hell?
Not without any kind of training, no.
Right.
You'd have to have some kind of training for that.
But there's some people in this world that's like, throw me in the fucking ring. I'll do it today. And then those are the dudes that go to the hospital with like a 17-inch gash in their fucking body from a bullhorn. I'm just saying, so like I turned on the TV last night and all I heard was, you turn on the TV and it's like, I think I was watching, it was a football game. So after the football game is news on that channel. Mm-hmm. And I think it was NBC. So the Patriots game ended and like I went to get something. I came back in my room and it's like, PG&E says it may shut off power to customers in so many counties tonight due to wind gusts or something, right? And then they follow it up with also accident at a skydiving facility in Lodi.
Dude, again? Oh my god.
And it's like
that just happened like not that long ago.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's what I'm saying. All the time there. Some things you shouldn't just do.
Yeah. Well, if you're skydiving, just don't go to Lodi because I don't know how it's still in business, dude. They have people die there all the time. Maybe it's just because it's local and we hear about it. Maybe people die skydiving all the time. I don't know. I'd have to see like the stats on it, but people die at that one a lot, dude.
It's like tonight at 11, skydiving goes bad in Lodi, and I was like, oh hell no. And I've thought about skydiving. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, what's a safer way to get that experience without taking such a risk? And then I thought about the what's the like a paragliding, where it's like
parasailing, paragliding.
Parasailing's like over the ocean though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think parasailing is when you have it's like a parachute and you're attached to the boat and that's how you stay in there.
I'm thinking of the one that's like a triangle and you can sit on it and glide. Yeah. Because
I think that's paragliding.
Okay. So when we were living in LA, where my lady's mom and dad lived, you can see the hills, like the hills up in the Santa, whatever it was, and there was always people hang gliding because it was the top of the hill. So you just see them, and then you see like 7 or 8 people, and they're just coming down. I'm like, oh, that looks freaking awesome, and you're not falling at a rapid pace. So I think you get the same visual, maybe not as high, but without as much risk. And that's something I would do.
I think it's still dangerous. It's probably a little bit less dangerous, but I mean, I'd imagine that if that thing gets out of control up in the air, it doesn't matter. Like you're still coming down hard, dude.
Yeah, that's true. But
I've always wanted to do, and I don't think it's safe. I think it's actually less safe probably than skydiving, but it's just like base jumping, just like off of like
that's crazy
tallest building or bridge with a parachute or a cliff. Just because I feel like that rush, that adrenaline rush, of like, I'm going to jump off this and go. You don't have time to think really. It's just like jump, go,
like
pull
jump,
the chute,
go, let it, wait a couple
Whereas
seconds.
Like skydiving, you're like for like a couple minutes,
and
right?
then you got to
like free falling and then
pull the string.
Yeah.
I seen, what was it? I think it was, I don't know if it was Red Bull. They do those extreme videos. Well, so this dude jumps out of a plane and he has no chute. He's just
Travis Pastrana.
Okay, is that him?
Yeah.
And then he's got the dudes around him and they're
drinks like a Red
him.
Bull. He's like, let's see if this thing works.
Well, so he's no chute. And he doesn't, these dudes are like making sure that he's okay. And then once he's like, oh, I'm good. He gets to a certain altitude, they let him go because they realize, okay, he's going to hit the target now. So he goes and he hits this big giant fucking like landing spot, and it's full of air. But he never had to shoot the whole time. He just stayed.
Oh, I don't know if it's that one.
Yeah, it was on. I think I saw it on Twitter. And he jumps out the plane. He's like free falling, and he's doing moves, and he's getting organized, and dudes are around him that have parachutes just in case shit goes wrong. And then once he gets to like a certain altitude, he's like gives everybody the thumbs up, like good, and they all back up. Mm-hmm. And then he's just free falling, and there's people around on the floor, like in the middle of the desert, I think. And he's got one of those big, just a blow up thing with the little target, but it's huge.
I've seen people jump from like really high into those things. I've never seen someone skydive into one.
Oh, this dude fucking skydived into one.
Dang, that's crazy.
No,
I was thinking of the video where Travis Pastrana there in the plane, and he just smashes a Red Bull real quick, and he's like, "Let's see if this works." Jumps out of the plane without a shirt or anything on.
Is that like real though?
Yeah, and then just someone dives
someone
out
catches up and then
catches up to him and latches on. You know,
dude, you gotta be. I think
you gotta have
those dudes are hardwired differently.
I don't know, dude. Because I mean,
would you just do that?
Yeah, if I was around people I trusted and we had been skydiving before and stuff, hell yeah.
I don't know.
I think that adrenaline rush, dude. I like that shit.
I don't know. For me,
that's why I like hot stuff, dude. Like we were talking about spicy. That's why I like that hot. I like the adrenaline rush. Like your body kind of almost in panic mode. Like, damn, this is hot.
Like flight or fucking fight mode.
That's why I like sports, dude. I love basketball because basketball is always like close on the line. Like you have that adrenaline rush, and it's crazy. Have you ever noticed like you played ball like in high school, right?
Yeah. Well, I played baseball and I played basketball in junior.
You don't get the same high though as you do in baseball. You don't get the same high as basketball. It's fun, but I remember like being so exhausted after games.
Yeah.
And you didn't realize like
how hard you were exerting energy.
Game, you know?
Oh,
or like even if you're in
adrenaline,
game, right? And you're going, your coach pulls you out for a minute to like rest, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm hell out of breath. You know?
Yeah.
Like, but you didn't notice it while you were playing.
Yeah. But yeah, baseball's not as extreme as that because you're not exerting on every single play.
Yeah.
Like basketball. When I played basketball, it was more like the same thing. You're just like, oh shit, you're running. You're not even thinking about it because you're like just in the moment. Mm-hmm. In baseball, I could literally be sitting there on second base when I was playing second, and I'd be like, fuck, this is boring. And I'd be like, I haven't even got a ball hit to me. And somebody gets a ball hit to them, and then there was a time where I had like a lot of anxiety playing baseball. So I used to be like, please don't hit a ball towards me. Please don't hit a ball towards me. Yeah. I was younger. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then the ball would come right to me, and then I'd make the play, and then I'd throw it to first, and like, yeah, good job. And then I'd be like, please don't throw another ball to me.
See, I'm like,
and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me,
dude? Because I like
it now, but
I was like, hit one that I have to like dive for. So I can make a badass play on it, or like, hit one where I could like jump the fence to get the ball, or. I played third base a lot, dude. So sometimes like liners just come straight at you.
Yeah,
and I love
that's one of the hardest positions to play.
Ones that come over and you got to dive for him, or that's going towards the shortstop. You got to dive towards the shortstop. You have like just enough time to barely get up and make like a badass throw to first. I'm sure at the little league level it looked whack as fuck, but like
but in your brain you're just like
doing it.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Like we were playing softball on Friday nights. I played softball, and we were like winning 11-3, right? And I wasn't even happy because I go, do these guys just suck, or are we doing actually good? Because normally we're in a close game, and it's upper division, lower divisions all mixed in this one. But I was like thinking like everybody's all getting juiced and pumped. I'm like, man, but we're winning, but like I don't feel like we're winning the right way. I feel like these guys just suck, and so we're winning by like default.
Yeah.
So then it's like literally the fifth inning, and I think you only go to 7 innings. 7 innings are an hour in softball. So it's the fifth inning. We're up 11-3. They have a 7-run inning on us, right? We were just making error after error. They were base hitting and shit. So we finally get 3 outs, and it's 11-10. We're up by 1, and I was like, fuck yeah! Like now we're in a game.
Yeah.
I was just so juiced, dude. So then we're like hitting. I was like, we need to get cushion runs. We need to get cushion runs because they had last at bats. So I go, if they have last at bats by the last inning we just had, they're gonna win. That's just like you feel the momentum. Yeah. So we all got up, like there was bases loaded. I got a base hit, scored 2, so we went up. It was 14-10, and 3 outs. Boom. They get up, and it's like 0, no outs, and it's a hit, and another hit, and another hit. Bases loaded, and I'm like, fuck, man, the game's fucking over. We're about to lose. I'm tired of fucking losing. And then we make an out. I catch a pop fly. Boom, 1 out. And then another ball gets hit like a grounder. And then boom. So nobody moves yet. And then this dude comes up, 2 outs, like 1 out away from winning the fucking game. We're almost done. Some dude comes up and I'm like, okay, this is it. This guy right here, this guy's a winning run. I know who's exactly who's going where. If this guy scores, the game's over. The guy was on second. So boom, dude hits a line drive out to left field. And my boy's out there and he's just like running. Dude, you see him just running full speed. Dude lays out, just gives it his all, lays out, catches it barely, boom, slides underneath it. And everybody's like, fuck yeah. You'd think we won the World Series or something, dude. I was jumping up and down. I was like, fuck yeah.
But it feels hella good to make a play, you know?
It just felt good to win because we had just lost 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm super competitive. I hate fucking losing. But anyways, I can only imagine how it feels. I can imagine how the 49ers feel right now, winning the whole game and then you lose on the last fucking minute.
Yeah, dude. I think that's worse than just getting beat bad.
Yeah, because you know you had it.
Mm-hmm.
A couple plays and you're just like, if you get blown out, you're like, whatever, it wasn't our day. Hey, so what do you think of that video I sent you of the Kabib fucking cartoon?
Dude, well, what I was thinking, I only had a second to watch it, but I'm like, who the fuck has time to make these things?
There's a ton of those out there, bro.
No, I know they're funny and they're cool and shit. They're probably easy to make too once you know what you're doing, but
once I was just cracking up when he fucking jumps on top of the cage and then he has eagle wings, like, and he fucking grabs that dude and you just hear the eagle sound. And then Dana White goes in there and he's like, they're like blue lips, like, and then Connor's in there and that dude's like smacking Connor upside the head, like, I was like, whoever made this fucking videos is gangster, dude.
That fight was nuts though. Did you watch the replay of everything happening?
Yeah. The second time around, like you're saying, you watched it after,
mm-hmm.
and the second time around, you just start to see different shit, and you just see that Khabib was smashing the fuck out of him, talking shit to him the whole time.
Yeah,
he's like, "Let's talk now. Let's talk. and Conor McGregor's like, "It's just business." And I get it. He was trying to sell the fight, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
2.4 million pay-per-views.
Yeah,
like the highest. He's got what, 4 of the 5 highest ever. So the dude's just a cash cow, bro. Imagine the rematch.
Well, even his trainer, like on Dana White's podcast, was kind of like saying that because his trainer is
Dana
like
White
really
has a
humble.
Podcast?
I'm Dana White, freaking Joe Rogan.
Oh, I was gonna say I never heard his podcast. I've listened to it because
that would be a shit show, bro, with all that drama and shit on UFC.
Dana White would be dropping F-bombs all day.
But yeah, because his trainer is like really humble, and there was like a point too where I think he was asking him like, "You think Conor would do this?" And he's like, "What do you think of his antics and stuff?" And he's like, "Look, I'm not that same kind of person. I understand why he does it and all that stuff." Yeah. And then when they started talking about fights he might do, and he was like, "Yeah, he might box Mayweather again," you know.
And Rogan's like, "No, it's not happening." Dana White said, "Fuck no."
Yeah, but he's like, "Dude, you don't know." Like,
he's like, "I only know what I know."
Well, there's so much money, you know.
A huge amount of money.
Like what Dana White might not want him to, but
if the UFC
he doesn't have enough pull when there's that much money involved.
I think McGregor's
boxing's still bigger than UFC.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
isn't that crazy though? That a Mayweather or a Pacquiao or a Triple G or a Canelo, one fight they'll bring in 20-25 million, and a UFC fighter will never get that except Conor McGregor. Mm-hmm. Like Conor got $3 million for the Khabib fight, and he got a percentage of the pay-per-view buys. When I did the math, 2.4 million pay-per-view buys at $60 a pop is 145 million. Figure Conor's contract says, well, I get 2% of the pay-per-view buys. I mean, dude's looking at like 30 million, right? Not even 30 million, but like after everything, he's close. I know my math's all fucked up.
I'm not gonna check your math, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong.
I know he's gonna at least get 15 after everything.
Yeah, but yeah, it's nothing compared to what they get in boxing, dude. And what boxing brings in just is like a revenue source for, you know.
Okay, 15% of 144 million is 21 million. So let's just say that he's at like less than 10. So he's probably still pulling in 13 million, right?
Yeah.
And Khabib hasn't even got his check yet. Dana White's like, I got your check, bitch.
Actually, I think it's like the Nevada.
Yeah, it's the Nevada State Athletic Commission. But so, what is your thoughts on that? Like Conor McGregor with the bus incident in New York, but this is different because That was New York, and it wasn't anything to do with the athletic commission. They went into an arena and broke some fucking windows.
Well,
and trashed some shit.
That's the thing, dude. Is they acted a fool in Vegas, at a public event,
and you don't make a fool of Nevada.
Yeah, Conor McGregor fucking flying over with his buddies on a fucking private jet and raiding a bus is like gangster stupid shit.
Dude, that's
right?
like straight Irish mafia.
I know,
shit.
but that's what made me think. Like that's like, dude, yeah.
It's like no fucks given, boy.
But jumping into it doesn't matter who he attacked, but jumping into the crowd and attacking anyone at an event in Vegas, like that's in it. I'd be surprised.
Well, just think about
it.
When has that happened?
Never.
It's always been. I think when
it happens in WWE, but it's fake.
But it happens in the ring sometimes. Like when Mayweather and Zab Judah a long time ago, got into a fight. It was inside the ring. It wasn't out. So I think honestly, dude,
like when you look at it, dude, again, like I said, it doesn't really matter who he's attacking because it could have just, what if someone in the crowd, just a fan, got in his head by talking shit during the fight, and he decided he was going to jump up and fucking hit him,
So that's the difference. Is let's say he jumps in the into the crowd, and he's going for Conor McGregor's training partner, and then he swings and hits like some random lady that was there spectating. Oh, dude, he's through. The UFC's getting sued like fucking crazy. MGM's probably getting sued.
But you just can't have if you want people to take you seriously, like the UFC wants people to take it serious, and this was a test for it to see like what people are going to do, because that's one reason I don't like the UFC when I watch it, is because I liked when it was like small time, dude, and now the dudes all come out to fucking fireworks and shit, and it feels like wrestling. And now that incident, it might as well have been watching fucking Monday Night Raw or some shit,
You know what was crazy was when
and they're like big time, they play the whole stories like for weeks ahead of time of the dudes talking shit about each other.
But that ties into like when we talk about like entertainment, social media, like everybody's like selling their souls for views.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
don't tell me that it's one thing when it's not, because the UFC will say, no, we're serious. We're like a real sport. We're professionals.
Right.
That wasn't professionals that night, dude. That's not professionals. How many times have you seen LeBron jump in the stands and fucking kick somebody?
I know.
Even if it was the Warriors fucking player or a Warriors trainer, like that shit doesn't happen.
He just smashes shit.
NBA players will throw punches on the court at each other, just like
they used to.
Yeah,
like a lot more back in the day, like Ron Artest and Indiana.
But you will never see a player attack someone in the crowd, even if it's someone that's not part of the crowd. And if you did, I guarantee that the NBA would have a fucking zero tolerance. We wouldn't be talking about like little punishments.
What was it a couple of years ago in the NFL where somebody threw something, like a player threw something or flipped somebody off in the stands, and that fan was complaining, but he said, "Oh, he said like a racial slur at me or something." And even then they were just like, well, you've got to be able to control yourself in that scenario. But it's human beings, human emotion. I think what got to Kabib was
someone threw personal. That was a while back.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago.
I think it was longer than that.
Really?
I want to say it was like when McNabb was playing and someone threw a beer at him.
Oh, I don't know.
And then
I think a lot of people threw a beer at McNabb. He fucking sucked. Get out of Philly.
And I think all he did was say something or get up in the dude's face, but I don't think, he didn't jump into the stands and fucking attack him.
The closest I've seen NBA action like that, like after they got everything under control with the fighting, like the whole Malice in the Palace with the Pacers and the Pistons, was like Russell Westbrook. He's the one to me that gets like the most irritated by fans. Like last year, I think in the playoffs against Utah, they lost, and the dude's recording him, and he's like getting hella close, and Westbrook's like walking past him, he just slaps his phone to the ground. Yeah, that dude's probably like, my iPhone X, Westbrook, you owe me like $6 million. Suing for, like, comes into the court like in a neck brace, like, oh, I've got physical damage.
Yeah, to me that's completely different though. Someone came up in like your personal space, you fucking hit their it'd be the same as if you pushed him out of the way. That's different. But he didn't go in there and he didn't jump into the stands, grab the guy's iPhone, and fucking slam it down on the ground,
It's like some Dennis Rodman type shit.
Yeah.
That dude kicked the cameraman in the balls, remember?
Who?
Dennis Rodman?
I don't remember that.
He like kicked the cameraman in the balls because I think he was like too close to the court, and that dude, I think he sued Rodman. But I mean, that's the kind of shit you get. But I think if Khabib and Conor rematch, which it's totally built for the rematch now, even though you know that Conor will probably the same outcome, you don't gonna tell me that it won't do 2.7, 2.8 million pay-per-views based on what happened?
I'll want to watch it too. But what I'm telling you is I'm not going to take it serious.
You'll have to have a better fight card.
To me, if I watch that fight again, and especially if it's sometime soon, then I'm just going into it. It might as well be rigged. It might as well be rigged, and it might as well be wrestling, because it's at that point it's just entertainment, and it's no longer. But to me, it's no longer sport. It's no longer because you think that these are the best two matchups to be fighting right now. It's all about you think this is the most entertainment value, and you get the most money out of it.
They've been kind of doing that since they
and you want that company, drama after, you know.
Yeah, so, I think Dana White relishes it and says, "Oh, that's he's gonna pay the price. He might even get suspended. Might lose his title." I think he's just building that drama for him to be able to sell the next fight, and just like you're saying.
And people were bringing this up right after the fight. I haven't heard it much now since the fight, but I mean the reality is with the Nevada State Athletic Commission involved. The reality is that a lot of those dudes in Khabib's side might not be able to come back into the country.
I know. I know. But so what happened with Conor's crew?
Dana White said
what happened with Conor's crew
fight,
that came from Ireland on a plane, on a private jet? Those guys.
I know, but all that had nothing to do with like an athletic commission stepping in on it. All that had to do with was the actual police.
I think the dudes that jumped in the ring that were part of Khabib's crew after definitely may not be to get their visas renewed or ever fight for the UFC. But Khabib for jumping out, I'm sure he's going to get suspended, and he's already said like, "Oh, you get rid of my fighters, you get rid of my teammates, I'm not going to fight in the UFC anymore. I'm out. Peace." But I don't know because it's crazy because money. You're going to tell the Nevada State Athletic Commission, strip Khabib, but yet we're going to have one of the most biggest fucking rematches in history. The only thing that I was like, when you're talking about WWE-ish is, and I never seen this before in UFC ever, the green smoke that came up, that was like, I was like, damn, this. If you're gonna do green fucking smoke coming up and you're walking in like a bat, you better win the fucking fight. Yeah. Because to me, then you're just like, okay, this is all for entertainment, and the dude goes in there and gets smashed. Yeah. Like doesn't even, other than the third round where he was already gassed at that point and his shots weren't.
And tell me that doesn't make, I'm not saying that it was rigged, but tell me that doesn't make a good story for McGregor to get beat.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Like he's the villain at that point, right?
That's the way you want it to come in. He comes in with his fucking rubber arms and shit, talking shit before the fight. Like, and then comes and gets handled. And then after he gets handled, his boys fucking jump his boys, Like, that's the perfect, like, storyline.
That's like movie shit,
money
right?
grabber, dude. Like,
it's like movie shit.
Did that just happen to fucking work out, like, perfectly? Or is there some, like, fuel behind that fire? Not necessarily was it rigged, like, these are paid actors and we told him to do this, but is Dana White in the back, like, fueling these fires to make sure this kind of shit happens? Supposedly
he said they had brought in extra police and extra security, and because they had a feeling that was going to go. And then I was watching Brendan Schaub on Joe Rogan. They always do like a little thing before fight week, and he was like, he called it, dude. He's like, bro, I'm not even going to go to this fight. He goes, I just think something's going to go down. I think something's going to go down between the fucking Russians and the Irish. He
just
goes,
the fans, right?
Yeah, he just goes, just the fans. They're gonna have them all liquored up. It's a country thing. It's a fucking religion thing now. He's like, it's just way too deep. He goes, I'm not going to that fight. He goes, I get anxiety on a normal night. He goes, if I was in the arena on that night, I'd be fucking shitting bricks. Yeah. And then this was like a week before the fight, and then look what happens. And he goes, Rogan goes, or you could be completely wrong and look like an idiot. And he's all, yeah, or I might be wrong about it. And no, he was fucking right. He called it. Yeah. But who knows, dude? I'd watch the rematch. Not on pay-per-view. I'd probably fucking stream it off somebody's Periscope.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm not into it. I'm not into UFC. I don't follow UFC. So it's not really, to me, a big deal how it plays out. But I feel like if I was into UFC, I would not be proud of like what happened there, and I would not think that was a good future for my sport if I wanted people to take it seriously.
Maybe. Well, so let me ask you this then: being you're non-avid UFC fan, you'll watch it occasionally, right? Who would you rather see fight, McGregor Diaz 3 or Khabib McGregor? or neither?
Well, Diaz just because he's local in Stockton, I like seeing him fight.
To me, I think stylistically, Diaz and McGregor are a better fight because they've had better action. Other than the first one, McGregor was fucking Diaz up in the first one, and then he gassed out.
But no one gives a shit about that fight, dude. They love the drama around it. You know?
Yeah, but so
the
that's
drama
the difference.
between Khabib and McGregor is way better.
I know, because it's personal.
Yeah,
because you knew with Diaz and McGregor, it's like, okay, they're gonna talk shit to each other.
I don't know why doesn't Diaz get to fight Khabib? I saw him like post something online about it too. Like
I saw
his
him
fight got canceled, and he was like,
his fight did get canceled.
I'll just wait until I fight Khabib. And then people were like, that's not going to happen. He has to have a fight or something. I'm like, why not?
I think here's what I think is what happens with Diaz. Is he's similar to Conor? Is he's like, fuck you don't make me do what I do what I want to do, but he don't have the star power behind it.
Yeah,
like Conor does. So Dana White doesn't have to listen to him because he goes, well, you're not drawing big pay-per-views. Look at McGregor. He's got the 5 highest ones ever. Mm-hmm. Dana White's gonna be like, yeah, I don't know if you want to do that, Conor. Conor's like, I'm fucking doing it. and then Dana's like, yeah, let's work something out. If Diaz says, fuck you, Stockton motherfucker, I ain't signing that contract, bitch. Dana White's gonna be like, go fight somewhere else, bitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that star power.
But Diaz, what I like about Diaz, as much as I don't like how he's a shit talker and like has that attitude, you know, is that I feel like he'll follow through like on what he says he's gonna do. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. He's just a scrapper, dude.
And he's fairly real about stuff as far as I mean, I don't fucking know the dude, you know?
I followed him on Instagram. Him
but
and
like
his brother,
I know when they were getting in trouble for smoking weed and shit, they're like, we're not gonna stop smoking weed, you know?
Dude,
like,
that's so
we're gonna
stupid.
continue to smoke weed. We'll figure out how to get around the chest.
Remember after one of the fights, he's smoking like a pen, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is a CBD vape pen or whatever.
No THC,
blah blah blah." And everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Dude, come on, man. What do you want him to go do? Go home and pop like fucking 2 Vicodins and potentially get addicted? Yeah, you know, and then start popping fucking." Doing heroin in the streets because he's got pain problems.
Like a big deal for a while, and I don't know why, but they were like,
"Good for you."
How can marijuana be classified as a performance enhancing drug?
Oh no,
dude!
But did you hear Rogan when he talked about it? He was like, "Well, it's because you can focus more and like you're just more aware in your ability to understand things." And I got it to a certain extent, but I don't think it's performance enhancing.
I mean. You can make the argument for it. But
can't you say coffee is too then?
Yeah. I mean, you're saying like...
Wait, is coffee a banned supplement?
No.
Oh.
But that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, you might use weed to like recover, you know, or to chill out and help you meditate better. But there's no way, I don't care who you are, you're going to smoke a joint or a blunt and get in that ring and be a better fighter because of it.
How do you know, bro? Have you done it?
No.
Hey, what about the time... I think it was a fighter backstage, and I'm not sure if it was. Fuck, it was boxing. I know it wasn't UFC. So they were like backstage, and somebody was like on one of the sports writers was on Twitter, and they like snapped a picture, and they were trying to say like the fighter was drinking Theraflu or something before the fight, which had like the phenylene in it, whatever. So they're like, oh, that's like a performance enhancing, and they're like, well, no, he was like kind of sick or whatnot, but it's like not could be all one fucking lie. And I'm like, man, like the shit that they go down to whatever it is, whatever the banned supplements are, or USADA is the one that does all the testing and shit. John Jones just needs to hire somebody that doesn't fucking fuck up, because like he's always getting popped for shit. It's like tainted creatine.
Dude, the one that I thought was bad was
Anderson Silva got popped.
Yeah, and it was after he lost several times to Weidman or whatever. And I was just like, damn, dude, that was his downward spiral. You know?
I don't know. You remember...
he thought that's how he was going to come back or what? Like,
well, they were letting dudes do...
Or was he getting away with it all this time and finally got caught?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they were always doing it from the beginning. And then they try to figure out... I mean, I'm sure they figured out ways to get around it at first. And then eventually you just get popped.
Because I don't follow it. I don't watch it that much. But he's the only person, like when I would watch fights... that I was like, it's kind of dangerous to have this guy be fighting. Just the way that he would like knock people out by kicking them in the fucking head and shit.
Oh, dude,
like,
just that Muay Thai grab you by your fucking
neck. He looked like
neck.
it looked like you were playing fucking Street Fighter on
I know.
Sega, dude. Like he was one of the characters. You know?
Do you remember when he fucking destroyed Rich Franklin? You remember
No.
Rich Franklin that fight?
Is he the like white dude with like fucking the hell bad cauliflower ear? Is that him?
That could be him, but that kind of like reminds me of all UFC fighters.
Well, no,
White
he
dude
was,
with
I remember
cauliflower.
his.
He was a
bad,
school
dude.
teacher in like Cincinnati.
I think it's him. I have to see a picture of him.
Well, he wrecked
Like I
that
said,
fucking guy, dude. I mean, literally, like, I think he had to have reconstructive surgery on his face after that fight.
Damn.
Yeah, like it was bad. And Anderson Silva was just like casually just. You know what the thing about Anderson Silva is, he would fuck you up, but casually. Like he did it like in some kind of like nice way.
It was like an
And he's
artistic
like
fucking
slamming
form.
his fucking knee into your face, but it was like in a beautiful way. You're just like, oh wow. You know, most of the time you're watching it, it's fucking vicious,
Dude,
and you're
the
like,
knee-
oh shit.
When he would knee people, it totally reminded me of the Street Fighter character with the long fucking arms.
Oh, what was that
he
dude's
would do
name?
that.
Bison or no?
I don't know.
He's the dude that would
from
fly across
Bangladesh
the
or whatever,
street.
right?
Yeah, and he's like the Indian dude on the fucking white, and he had the nose ring or whatever. You're like, what?
Yeah. But that's who you reminded me of, dude.
Anderson the Spider Silva. I used to watch him. He was like really good. George St. Pierre. I heard George St. Pierre wants to fight Khabib.
Yeah, it'd be a wrestling match.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah,
I
I feel like
It's not
these two
boring.
old.
It's martial arts, but I like stand up. I like striking. That's why I like McGregor.
Yeah,
I just like he likes to stand up and bang, but you
it was like
fight
the
somebody
original, like fucking Liddell.
that's Liddell's fighting again, dude.
Is he?
Yeah, so he was on. I was watching this video on YouTube yesterday, and I was like telling you go down the rabbit hole of YouTube.
Mhm.
So I started watching this cooking like channel on how to make some kind of chili, and then like 4 videos over, I'm watching some dude's vlog about his gym in Texas, and then like 4 more videos over, I'm watching Chuck Liddell, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to fight John Jones like in three fights," and I think he's supposed to fight Tito Ortiz again. I don't know if he has or he.
Oh shit, that would be like a fat old school.
Oh,
match.
dude, you should have seen. Okay, so check this out. They're literally in the face off where they're about like they're doing promo. So they're in their tuxedos and shit. And Liddell's already beat Ortiz twice.
That'd be like Kobe wanting to fucking play Allen Iverson 1-on-1.
Like
a
right now.
match, yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's like somebody's gonna break their fucking ankle. No, but so like Liddell's just looking at him with that fucking like those killer eyes, and Ortiz is talking shit. He's like, "Yeah, what the fuck, bitch?" And then he goes at him, and then Liddell kind of flinches, and Ortiz is like, "Yeah, I got you, motherfucker." And I was like, dude, this is so cheesy. These guys are so past their primes, and they're probably just like fighting for money at this point. But I don't even know when their fight is. Like, I bet you it probably got canceled. Somebody's probably like, "Oh no, man, I can't. They didn't improve me."
That's hella funny. That's old school, dude. Like shit talking, trying to flinch someone.
Yeah, like flinching if you did. Like you didn't even fight, but you had won at that point. You're like, "Oh, you flinched. Oh yeah," and you just walk away. Like, what the fuck? We're not gonna actually fight.
Hey, do you? I think people think we're weird because we fucking do this. Me and my wife try to flinch each other all the time.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's fucking gangster. Who wins most of the time?
her because she'll really hit me. The difference is like she knows I'm not gonna fucking hit her, whereas like she'll throw in one time where she fucking actually like backhands me or some shit. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? You can't do that.
It's like a bloody ass lip.
Because
Like,
then
what
I'm
the
really gonna
fuck?
flinch because I don't, you know.
No, okay, so somewhat similar, but me and my lady, but not really, because we'll be sitting on the couch and she'll say something to me, and then I'll say something fucking hella sarcastic, and then she'll like turn, and I go like she's about to hit me, and I'm like, why did I even do that? And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, I'm not gonna smack you, and I go, I don't know, I just got this weird reflex when you move, like because of what have I said, like you were gonna smack me or something. And she's just like, no, I don't care. You just don't be an asshole. I can't help myself.
It's kind of got to a problem, dude, down at my boy's shop. Well, I guess it's not a problem. It's still funny. But we always will, like, one, try to scare each other. So, like, you know, you go into the fucking hood, like, oh, dude, I can't fucking see this. Can you look at it? And then you fucking honk the horn and he's down there, you know? Or, like, just crazy shit. His uncle, dude, has, like, this big-ass, like, he'll take, like, a big-ass piece of metal, dude, like a 50-pound piece of metal, and just fucking throw it behind you, you know? So it fucking
And
shakes
then just
the
the
whole floor.
noise.
Or the good one they got was like one of those 5-gallon water bottles. It's empty. You know, they're hella loud. And
Oh,
they'll,
like the
fucking-
plastic ones?
Yeah, like gong it right next to someone's head.
Boom.
But so on top of that, they'll do shit like you're backing out a car and they'll be like, whoa, 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 be careful, dude. Like you're about to hit something.
So
when
they're
you're-
just fucking
You're like
with you.
clear. But what's happened now is no one believes you. So like,
So you just keep going.
this is like I want to say this was like a good year ago, and that was happening. They were about to back into something. They're like, whoa, 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 and he's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. You know? It took off the quarter panel. Of a
It's like the
car.
boy that cried wolf, dude.
Yeah.
I actually knew somebody that was like that all the time. So when they actually did have something going on, I was just like, fuck you. But that's why one thing I stopped doing, I'd always play with my daughter like I stopped breathing or something. When she was like 5, and she'd be like, and I would see how long she can go, and then I would just try not to laugh, and then she'd start crying, dude, bawling, and my lady would be like, "What the fuck you messing with?" And I was like, "Oh, I was like, because I just want to see she loved me for real." No, but she'd be like, and then she goes, "You better stop fucking doing that, because one day when it really happens, she's gonna look at you like, oh, you're just playing,' and laugh at you." And I'm like, "Damn, that's true."
Yeah.
And then I'll just be dead on the floor, like, "Call 911." But whatever.
One time, my wife, I think it was the night we'd been drinking hella, and I couldn't hear her breathing, so I like fucking climb up and I'm like trying to listen.
Did you get like the mirror and put it under her nose?
No, I put my finger under her nose, dude, and then it woke her up, and like she wakes up and my finger's there, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know?
Was she just like in a deep sleep where it's like super meditated?
Yeah, she was just out, dude, and I was like, "Fuck, I was just making sure you're alive."
She's like, "At least you care," because you're like, if it was me, she'd just be like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah.
I woke up and then you felt cold, so I thought you might have been dead, but whatever.
This is Vince and Kev. Come check out our podcast every Saturday morning.
Listen in as we give advice that you didn't ask for and we're not qualified to give, but we're doing it anyway.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or One Day Early on SoundCloud.